It's David Richmond, and welcome to another weekly Middle of the Pack Minute. The middle of the pack, where you can become extraordinary for yourself. This is your 60-second guide to specific, useful information that you can apply to your life to affect meaningful change. We've been talking about diet. We're going to continue to talk about diet. This week, glycemic index and glycemic load. Glycemic index is basically a numerical valuation placed on foods from 0 to 100. The lower the glycemic index, the less of an effect the food has on your blood sugar and insulin level. High glycemic index foods have a high effect, big spikes in blood sugar and insulin levels. The glycemic load is probably a little bit better because what that does is that takes into account how much carbohydrate is in a specific amount of food. So, for example, even though watermelons have a very high glycemic index, spike your blood sugar and insulin levels pretty high, you need to eat a lot of it for it to do that. So its glycemic load is relatively low. What I'd like you to do this week is to do a little bit of investigation. Find out what foods are low in glycemic index or glycemic load versus other foods that you usually eat. So take fruits, for example. Low on the glycemic index are lemons, limes, grapefruits, pears. High, things like figs, apples, dates, raisins, those type of things. The lower glycemic index, the less spike on blood sugar levels and insulin levels. You don't want those ups and downs. Long term, low glycemic index will help you with controlling stroke, diabetes, heart disease, just a whole host of factors. So we can't get into too much here, but this is a start. Go find out what are low and high glycemic foods. Stay away from the higher ones. Stick with the lower ones. We'll see you next week. Visit me at david-richmond.com. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook. Have a great week.